What Moscow calls a week of battlefield breakthroughs is now colliding with one of the heaviest missile barrages Ukraine has seen in months. Russia claims fresh territorial gains, thousands of Ukrainian casualties, and the first confirmed use of its new Oreshnik ballistic missile. From frontline advances to deep strikes on energy and infrastructure, the war is entering a sharper, more dangerous phase. Russia's defense ministry says its forces made significant advances over the past week, claiming the capture of 5 settlements across multiple regions. According to Moscow, battle groups operating in Sumy, Kharkiv, Donetsk, Zaporizhia, and Dnipropetrovsk pushed deeper into Ukrainian defenses. The ministry says these gains came through coordinated ground assaults across several fronts, marking what it describes as sustained momentum on the battlefield. The Russian military says the Battle Group North took control of Grabovskoy in the Sumy region, while Battle Group West advanced in Kharkiv to capture Podoli. In Donetsk, Moscow claims Battle Group South liberated Bandarnoye. Battle Group East, meanwhile, is said to have seized Zelenoye in Zaporizhia and Bratskoye in the Dnipropetrovsk region, expanding Russia's footprint beyond traditional front lines. Alongside territorial claims, Russia reported heavy Ukrainian losses. The defense ministry says nearly 8,800 Ukrainian troops were killed over the week, with Battle Group Center accounting for the highest number. Moscow also claims its air defenses intercepted more than 1,300 Ukrainian drones and shot down 5 Neptune long-range guided missiles, figures that Ukraine has not independently confirmed. From January 3rd to 9th, Russia says it carried out 1 massive strike and 4 group strikes across Ukraine. Targets, according to Moscow, included military-industrial facilities, energy infrastructure, airfields, ports, ammunition depots, and drone production and training sites. The strikes extended far beyond the front lines, signaling a strategy aimed at degrading Ukraine's operational depth. In a significant escalation, Russia confirmed it used its new Oreshnik ballistic missile during the latest wave of attacks. While Moscow did not disclose the exact impact location, Russian media reported the missile struck a major underground gas storage facility in Ukraine's western Lviv region. Ukrainian officials said a high-speed ballistic missile hit critical infrastructure, though the weapon type remains under investigation. Ukraine says the overnight strikes killed at least 4 people in Kyiv and wounded more than 20, including emergency responders. Multiple districts were hit as drones and missile debris damaged residential buildings, sparking fires and cutting electricity, water, and heating. One of the dead was an emergency medical worker responding to the attack, according to city officials. Russia described the strikes as retaliation for an alleged Ukrainian drone attack on President Vladimir Putin's residence, an accusation denied by both Kyiv and Washington.
Russia's message to Ukraine gets delivered in fire. Putin unleashes feared Oreshnik missile in a massive new assault on Ukraine. 6 explosions rip through night sky, turn Lviv red as the strike gets caught on camera. Kyiv also hit, apartment buildings burned and 3 civilians killed. Massive attack just hours after Moscow rejected European peacekeeping plan for Ukraine. Ukraine woke to another night of missile terror as Russia struck deep into the country's west, hitting critical infrastructure in the Lviv region and triggering nationwide air raid alerts. And Russia has reportedly used the deadly Oreshnik missile. The attack came in the early hours of January 9th, just a day after deadly Russian missile strikes hit President Volodymyr Zelensky's hometown of Kryvyi Rih. Authorities in western Ukraine confirmed that a critical infrastructure facility in Lviv Oblast was hit. Regional Governor Maxim Kozitsky urged residents to stay inside shelters as air raid sirens wailed across much of the country. Kozitsky later said specialized emergency services were working at the site of the strike, assessing damage. He added that while the air raid alert was eventually lifted in Lviv Oblast, residents should remain vigilant as new threats could emerge overnight. Ukrainian monitoring channels reported multiple explosions in the city of Lviv. Officials said no Russian drones or cruise missiles were detected in the region at the time of the attack. The strike is believed to have involved a Russian Oreshnik intermediate-range ballistic missile, possibly launched from the Kaputyn Yar testing range. Authorities have not yet disclosed the exact location or extent of the damage. The Lviv strike came amid nationwide missile warnings after Ukraine's Air Force detected the threat of long-range ballistic missile launches. While alerts were later lifted in parts of western Ukraine, they remained active in Kyiv, its surrounding regions, and eastern parts of the country. Just hours earlier, President Volodymyr Zelensky had warned that Russia could launch another large-scale assault, accusing Moscow of exploiting harsh winter conditions to target Ukraine's energy infrastructure. Meanwhile, explosions rocked Kyiv and its suburbs overnight, igniting fires and tearing through residential buildings. Kyiv's mayor, Vitaly Klitschko, says at least 3 people were killed and 13 others wounded in the barrage. Among the dead, a medic responding to a drone strike was killed when the same residential building was hit a second time, underscoring the relentless nature of the attack. Air raid sirens blared across the country as Ukraine's Air Force issued a stark warning. All of Ukraine was under missile threat. Russian bombers had taken the skies. Regional officials urged civilians to remain inside shelters as the assault continued. As the battlefield escalated, Moscow dismissed the latest post-war security proposal. The proposal was drafted at a summit in Paris, branding Kyiv and its Western allies an axis of war. The proposal includes a US-led monitoring mechanism and the deployment of a European multinational force once fighting ends. Russia called the plan militaristic and warned that any Western peacekeeping troops sent to Ukraine would be considered legitimate targets and would come under Russian fire. With missile strikes intensifying and diplomatic fault lines hardening, Ukraine once again faces a deadly winter night under fire.